Right. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, how's everyone doing out there today? We are live.
We are live.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, right?
It's been a while.
Actually, it's been 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's
It's
crazy.
been
That is
3 weeks.
nuts. That's a really long time to not be here sitting with you all answering your immigration questions. But here we are, even though we've been gone for 3 weeks.
That's right. We were on a much needed vacation, which was fantastic with the family. And we're coming to you live today. And we're a little bit different. We're in our office today, which is not normally where we are when we do our Facebook Live. That's kind of fun, right?
It's fun. We have the diplomas back there.
Yeah.
We really are lawyers.
That's right. They're so old, they're faded. But anyway.
A faded law degree. That nothing is better than a faded law degree. Yeah.
Right. My name is, for those of you just joining us, my name is John Gardner, and this is my wife and law partner, Radlyn Mendoza.
Hey, guys.
We are the immigration law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We've been doing this for almost 24 years now. Not the Facebook Live, but practicing immigration law.
The Facebook Live we have been doing since February of 2020.
Coming up on 4 years in February.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Right. 4 years. Because it's 2024. That's crazy.
Right around the corner. I also want to say hello to all of our TikTok family over here. We do a simulcast with Facebook Live, and we're also on TikTok at the same time.
Hey, Gaylord, how's it going?
Welcome everyone from TikTok.
Rock Your World is here.
Hello from New York. Hello from New York. Love New York. We spent a lot of time there.
We went to school in New Jersey.
Yep.
And that's where John and I met, Newark, New Jersey. And so, yes, we've spent a lot of time exploring New York City.
Yes, much time.
A long time ago. We were very young.
That's right.
We're still very young.
So we're
even younger.
We come to you every Friday from noon to 1 to give you immigration updates if there are any, and also to answer your questions. So if you have questions, please get them loaded up and we will get to them. I will tell you that what we do here is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only.
I mean, we're just entertaining ourselves.
That's
we're
right.
Probably not entertaining you. We're entertaining ourselves. Hi, guys. How are you?
It is not legal advice, and we have to say that per the Virginia State Bar rules.
Our lawyer told us to say that.
That's right. That's right.
And the reason is you can't take what we say and necessarily apply it to your own case. Every case is different. Every case has its own different set of facts. And we don't want you to use what we say or what you hear anywhere without first running it by legal counsel. Hire an immigration attorney. You can hire us. Doesn't matter if you hire us or not, but hire someone to help you with your immigration case. And absolutely do not take anything that we say or anyone else on the internet, for that matter, at face value. You definitely need legal representation because every single case is different.
Yeah, immigration law is complicated and it's very fact sensitive. So,
yep.
And by that I mean that the actual facts of your case really make a difference. It's not like every case fits into the same box. Every case is unique and needs to be analyzed. So we really can't do that here in this format. All we can do is kind of take some of the basic facts and treat it as a hypothetical and then say, well, probably this is what you should do, or this is probably what your best option would be, or an option, I should say. But please don't take it as legal advice. It's not. All right.
All right. We have some folks joining us here on Facebook. Lakeisha, hello. Like that name change. Looking good. Kayari, hello. Good morning.
Yeah.
And we've got some questions over here on TikTok, which we're going to.
Yeah, let the questions kind of fill up. Our office is located on the East Coast of the United States. Our physical office, it's in Virginia Beach, Virginia. But I will tell you that immigration law is federal law in the United States, which means that we can practice immigration law anywhere in the country and U.S. immigration law anywhere in the world. And we do just that. We have clients in all states. We have clients all over the world. So wherever you are, if you've got an immigration issue, we can absolutely help you. All right.
Yep. Fantastic.
Okay.
And we've got some old friends on our live stream here. Love seeing people who have been around for a while watching our live stream. and also on TikTok as well. So
Yep, we've got a lot of good noon po, Musta po, good afternoon, hello.
John's Filipino.
Oh yeah, my Tagalog is perfect.
Spot on.
Spot on.
Yeah. Okay, you want to grab a question? I don't have a question here yet, so want to grab a couple over there on TikTok.
We just go in the order they come in. So if you're coming on TikTok, you don't need to load your question 1,000 times. I always warn people about that. Just put it up once. We go in the order that they come in.
Yeah.
So the very first question is, my boyfriend and I are in Saudi now, Saudi Arabia. Can he still apply for a K-1 visa, or does he need to be in the U.S. to apply?
All right. So
that came from Gaylord.
Gaylord. All right. Great question. So a couple of requirements just want to point out for the fiance visa is that the petitioner, the person filing the fiance visa, has to be a U.S. citizen. You cannot be a permanent resident to file a fiance visa. One of my most commented on TikToks was when I made a very short video and I said, you have to be a U.S. citizen to file a fiance visa. And hundreds of comments like, no, you don't. You can be a permanent resident and file a fiance visa. But that is not true. You must be a U.S. citizen in order to file a fiance visa. I believe the question here is, hey, my boyfriend and I are in Saudi right now, and he wants to file a fiance visa on my behalf. Again, I'm reading between lines here because this is not what the question said. We're in Saudi. Can he file the fiance visa even though he's in Saudi? I don't know if he's visiting, if he's there for work or what, but we can certainly assist in filing a fiance visa for a couple who is outside of the United States if that is the best way to move forward. So one of the things with regard to a fiance visa and the things that come up during our consultations is the fiance visa the best route for the couple, or is it a better route to potentially get married and do an immigrant visa for a spouse? So to answer your question, we can certainly assist in filing a fiance visa if that is what the best route is. But before you even get to that question, it would be really helpful to know what the goals of the couple are and what you want to see happen. So we'd be happy to talk to you about that. And you can reach out to us. John mentioned we are on the East Coast of the United States, but we represent clients all over the United States and all over the world. And you can give us a call at our office, 757-464-9224. The lines are open.
Yeah, the lines are open. That's right.
We used to do this from 8 to 9 p.m. at night. So whenever we gave our number, it's not like you could call, but you could actually call now and book an appointment so we can figure out what the best options are for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, okay. I don't think we have any questions. So Rhea, who is our assistant, she is in the comments right now. And in order for this to be helpful for people who are watching it not live, so welcome to those who are watching this a little bit later.
Yeah, for the question, who are on delay.
On delay, right? So when somebody asks a question and we answer the question, you're going to see in the comments and also put it in the post the minute in which the question was asked and the minute in which the question was answered. So, you may not want to go through all of the questions, just the ones that are helpful to you. So just
a lot of times somebody else's question is the same question that you may have had or similar.
Yep.
And so a lot of people watch our Facebook lives after they're
millions do.
After they're done.
Thousands upon thousands.
They're all posted on our Facebook page, so you can go back to them anytime.
Right.
And Rhea does a great job of making it very convenient for you. You can see where the questions, where the time that they occurred, so that you can go right to them. I mean, it's better just to watch it from beginning to end, because then you get all the entertainment portion of it as well, not just the legal information part.
Right. All right. So I have a question here from Marissa. Marissa says, and lovely photo, Melissa, with kids. I can't really tell.
Hard
Maybe
to say. Could be a
maybe a
spouse and
spouse,
a
a
kid.
kid. Yes.
Hard to
They're-
say. The question is, can my fiance declare that he has kids even though the kids are not legally using his last name?
Yes. In fact, he needs to. So we get this question a lot. It's about names. It's about, you know, the children's names, whose last names they're using. It's also about who's on the birth certificate, who's not on the birth certificate. The bottom line is if you have children, whether you're listed on the birth certificate or not, whether they're using your name or not, your children should be listed, must be listed on all of the applications that you're filing. This is a question we get a lot when children are not listed. And Marissa, this is not what your question is. The answer is yes. He should put them on the fiance visa application. But some of the issues that we see when children are not listed is down the immigration road and further along on the journey, the person who is now in the United States, they want to bring their children to the United States, but previously they didn't list the children. That's a problem. That's an issue. And it goes to making a material misrepresentation and goes to, hey, should we even have granted that lawful permanent resident status to begin with? So really, really, please, if you have children, do not leave the children off of your application just because, even if you don't even see the children or have anything to do with the children, you got to list the children. It is a serious problem, and it can cause really bad outcomes, even getting your green card stripped away if there's any link between your not listing it and that visa application. So, all right.
All right. Hope that helps, Marissa. Okay, coming back over to TikTok here, we've got a question from Kai. I recently naturalized.
Congratulations. Yay.
That's awesome. The question is, can I petition my parents and my German husband simultaneously?
Yes, you can.
And if so, what
Sorry.
are the requirements?
Just jumping right in there.
Yeah, no. I mean, I knew the answer was
Sorry,
coming.
I didn't read the question. I wasn't looking, so I thought
No,
I thought it was done. Anyway, yes, you can simultaneously petition for your German husband and your parents. We were just in Germany, Munich.
We were just in Germany.
Beautiful city, amazing food.
Yeah.
We may have overdosed a little bit on the sausages, the sauerkraut, and the meat sandwiches. What is the I don't think I ever tried it, but
Leberkäse.
Leberkäse, yes.
Like
John and the kids ate a lot of that. We would have lunch, we would pass by like a meat sandwich shop, and then they would be eating again.
They would just it was like a loaf of, I don't know, like sort of like a bologna almost. And then it was sliced really thick on a roll with mustard. It was fantastic. We had the worst with sauerkraut for breakfast. Fantastic. We had the little street food, the currywurst with fries. Fantastic.
Yes.
I mean,
we ate our way through. I think that was John's favorite city, food wise, because he loves.
I love German food, which
he loves sausages.
I do indeed. Yeah.
All right. What was the question? Okay. Yeah.
That was because of the question about Germany. And then we were just in Germany. That's right.
Right. What are the requirements? So when you are petitioning for a family member, and I think that she said she was a U.S. citizen, correct?
Yep. She just
naturalized. You have to prove that you are a U.S. citizen. You have to prove the relationship between you and the person that you are filing for. So you want to prove your relationship, that these are your parents, right? So you would have to submit your birth certificate. You want to prove that you are a U.S. citizen, so you have to submit your certificate of naturalization or a copy of your U.S. passport. Same with the spouse. You have to prove the relationship that you two are married. So you would submit your marriage certificate, and if either of you have ever been married before, then proof that that marriage was terminated. So there are other documents to include, but those are the general things when you are filing the initial I-130 petition for your spouse, and or for your parents. Hopefully that's helpful. Again, I mean, just kind of looking at the 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 long road ahead. The first step is to file the petition. The second step, once it's approved by United States Citizenship and Immigration Services (USCIS), is to is that your case is then going to get transferred to the National Visa Center, where you will have to upload a bunch of documents, pay the fee bills there, prepare and file an affidavit of support, upload a bunch of documents that are related to your family members. There, from there, an interview will be scheduled at the U.S. Embassy where your family member lives. And at that interview, prior to that interview, your family member will have to get a medical. And at that interview, you will have to provide updated documents to show that the relationship is still ongoing in the case of a spouse. And you may also have to submit updated documents, financial documents. But that is kind of a very short look ahead for what you are going to be doing for your spouse and for your parents. And if you are thinking, hey, I would really like Radlyn and John to handle this for me because I don't want to do this, I don't have time to do this, I don't know how to do this, I don't want to mess this up, we would be happy to help you. It's exactly the type of case that we do.
We can take the entire thing off of your plate and put it on our plate, and then it'll just get done. All right.
Right. All right. So I have a question here.
Ooh, that's a long one.
Which is long, and I'm not going to put it on the screen, but can you go ahead and read it?
Yeah. My husband, the petitioner, filed a spousal visa, CR1, for me in 2021, and we both moved to Micronesia for work. A consul we met with there suggested that I... The council we met with there suggested that I enter the U.S. after our CR1 is approved. It now is. Using my existing multiple entry tourist visa, he told us to just email the NVC that I'm changing my address to one in the U.S. Do I still go on with my CR1 or AOS? NVC answered my inquiry asking which route will I take. I don't know what to do since I'm already in the U.S.
Okay. All right. Let me I'm going to try to break down this question, but I'm actually just probably going to end up reading again.
Yeah. Should I put the readers back on?
No. It's okay. So it sounds like Kiara's husband filed a petition for her. Okay. And while this petition was pending, they moved to Micronesia. And in the meantime, someone advised her that even though she has this I-130 petition pending, to go ahead and use her multiple entry tourist visa to enter the United States and change the address to the United States and just go ahead. It sounds like this advisor, whoever advised you to do this, said to just basically finish the case out here in the United States and do a process called adjustment of status. So when a person has entered the United States and has been inspected, right? So here Kiara entered on a tourist visa, and they've entered the United States, and in this instance, entered on a tourist visa, and they are married to a U.S. citizen, then they may be eligible to apply for and go through the process called adjustment of status. And that is different from how Kiara started out, because she started out in the consular processing process because she was not in the United States. So, ultimate question. I don't know what to do since I'm already in the United States. Which route should I be taking? Should I go ahead and tell the NVC that I'm doing adjustment of status, et cetera, et cetera? So, Kiara, it depends, right? Um, in order for me to tell you which route to take, I can't sit here on our live stream and say, okay, Kiara, this is the route that you should take. I am an immigration attorney. You can come to us and we can take a look at the whole case from beginning to where it is presently. If you feel more comfortable consulting with someone who might be closer to you, that's fine too. The bottom line is please do not make any moves until you speak with an immigration attorney, because you don't want to jeopardize something that has already been filed. You don't want to jeopardize an adjustment of status application here in the United States, because from what it seems like to me is that someone basically just told you to come into the United States on a tourist visa, knowing that you are going to file for adjustment of status. So there could be some issues with that as well. So Kiara, you are on the right path. You're on the right track, but absolutely speak with us or other immigration counsel to make sure that you stay on the right track and that you do the right thing in this case. Hopefully that helps. And one other, I mean, there are a lot of questions that I have, and it would be negligent for me to tell you what to do without knowing
Right.
more and deep diving into your case. All right.
Okay. Let's come back over here to TikTok. That was an interesting question.
Kiari says
There was a consul from the U.S. Embassy in the Philippines. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, this is
dear, as our youngest would say.
Oh, dearest. No, it long time ago when I first started doing immigration law, 23 years ago, whatever. I had these clients, and they came into the United States to do adjustment of status. And I said, well, you came in on your ESTA. They're from the beneficiaries from France. You came in on your ESTA, and you're sitting here telling me that you came in on the ESTA, you used the ESTA to come to the United States to get married to a U.S. citizen spouse and file for adjustment of status. And she said, yes. And I was like, okay. And then she said, yeah, I called the 1-800 number, and that's exactly what they told me to do. So anyhow, give us a call, and we will absolutely be able to help you. Again, our contact information, guys, if you want to reach out to us, is 757-464-9224. And if you want to shoot us an email, you can do that as well. It's info@gmlaw.net. And of course, you can reach out to us through Messenger as well on Facebook and on TikTok. All right. I think you are next.
Yeah, we're coming back over here. Selma had a question. Can someone switch from an F1 status to an immigrant one? And if so, how?
So, yes, you can switch from F1 to immigrant visa. You can potentially do it right away through, an EB1 type case where you're a person of extraordinary ability and you file for a green card that way as a self-filer. You can do it on kind of a work journey where an employer files an H-1B for you and then files a labor certification or perm for you, which also leads to the green card. You could get married to a U.S. citizen and get a green card that way. I mean, this is a pretty wide open question. Those are the three. Well, EB1 is not super common, but those are family and work are the two ways that most of our clients get their lawful permanent resident status. So it is not possible, but if there's not a family member who can petition for you, or you're not employed somewhere where they're willing to go through this process with you, then you would have to basically lay tracks in order to make that happen. particularly for work. As an F1, you're eligible for optional practical training, OPT, and it's great to it's difficult, but it's advantageous to strategically work with someone who's willing to go through that process with you. Hopefully that helps. Okay.
All right.
Helen here.
Yeah, we got lots of questions today.
Lots of questions today. We've been gone for a while. This is what happens.
That's right.
But no, we love the questions. We appreciate you guys asking the questions, because just know that the questions and the answers are not just helping you, but they're helping other people who are listening in today and those who might be rewatching another time. All right. Helen says, my mom is a permanent resident green card holder. She is at a point in her life where she travels often and for 6 to 8 months at a time. Will this affect her becoming a citizen? Helen, yes, it could potentially affect your mom becoming a U.S. citizen if USCIS takes a look at her travels, especially if she's been out for more than 6 months and comes to the conclusion based on the time that she's been out and her intent that she has abandoned her lawful permanent resident status, and that she has not met the requirements for living in the United States in order to become a U.S. citizen. So what we would do is just take a look at mom's travel, and particularly for the ones where she has been out for more than 6 months, what were the circumstances for that, and why was she out for that time period? And we also would take a look at her ties to the United States in order to determine whether filing for U.S. citizenship is the right thing to do, and if it's something that she should be doing. Thanks for the rose. I love all the presents on TikTok. But anyhow, Helen, I hope that answers your question. We'd be happy to consult with you and your mom and help her apply and file for U.S. citizenship if that is appropriate. All right.
Yeah, that's a good question, and good that they ask, because now they can kind of be aware of that.
Are we good?
What's
everything
that?
Okay on the?
Oh yeah, everything is absolutely perfect.
Okay.
So let's come back over here to TikTok. This is kind of a vague question, but does the K3 help with the I-130? Not sure if we want.
Yeah, I mean, does the K3 help with the I-130? This is a question. The I-130 is taking a long time, right? And sometimes filing the K3. We have not done this. Well, not that our attorneys may have done this, but I have not done this, where it would then expedite the I-130 adjudication. So I have heard that it can, but it's absolutely not a guarantee that it will. I know that's not super helpful. And it is frustrating because I-130 petitions are taking a really long time right now. And we definitely understand our clients' desires to get that expedited, but it's not a guarantee. And in order to do it, you have to be a particular person, a particular client who is really kind of willing to take that chance that it may not work out, and that you're well aware of that. So hopefully that helps. All right. Let's see here. This is Paula.
Yep.
Is Paula the one that asked the question about?
I don't think so. I think
okay.
That's just unusual. This is the second person who's had Germany involved in their question, which we don't get. That's
which is very interesting since we just came from Munich.
I know, and we almost never have any questions involving anything involving.
Now
Germany.
We have two.
And now we have two, and one in the last 30 minutes.
It's the universe.
It is the universe.
Okay.
So the question is, hi, attorney, why would someone be denied an F1 visa? They said something about security risk. He is Pakistani Muslim rocket scientist going to study at Georgia Tech for a PhD in aerospace engineering. He's German, and I'm going to petition him soon as my spouse. What are the odds of this being a difficult case?
Yeah. So, why would someone be denied the F1? And they mentioned something about being a security risk. So, my initial question is, what was that? Was it a red flag that went up? Was it something that got basically tagged in their system as um, Interpol, or there could be a lot of reasons. Security risk is a really broad reason, and sometimes, in my opinion, it's a cop out for the officer to say that. And one way to kind of go behind that is maybe to do a Freedom of Information Act request to get more information as to why that was denied. I mean, we've certainly been around where even when our client was from, a Muslim country, and they were doing extensive security background checks where we've had to sue in order to have the government make a decision on the case, because this was, as I mentioned, a cop out, right? And so, going back to your question, as far as the security risk as a reason, I don't know about that, right? Like I said, it's an excuse, but it's something that they may have um, seen in your in your spouse's record. Now you're looking into the future, like, look, I'm petitioning for this guy. What are the odds of this being a difficult case? When you go through the process of filing the petition, okay, you file the petition, um, you go through the process. Again, at that interview, which is the very end of the process, the question is going to be, is your husband eligible for a visa, right? An immigrant visa. Has he done something that would prevent him from getting an immigrant visa? I would definitely want to begin with the end in mind in a case like yours, and that, hey, we really should figure out, do a FOIA, potentially a Freedom of Information Act request, and find out and get to the meat of why that F1 was denied, and was it really because of security risk. So he certainly seems like a great candidate to be an F1 here in the United States. He's married to you. I'm not sure if you're a US citizen, but if someone is coming into the United States on an F1 on a non-immigrant visa, and they know that he's married to a US citizen, the reason simply may have been immigrant intent, right? Like, and I'm not saying that's the reason, but it is one that is often used, that your husband has immigrant intent, and therefore we cannot issue this non-immigrant student visa because you cannot have immigrant intent on an F1 student visa. So it may simply just be that. If that is the case, then when you petition for him as your spouse and he comes to the United States through that process, no, they're going to allow him to come in. But if it is truly a security thing, I would definitely want to delve a little bit deeper in that. So, Paula, hopefully that has that answers your question and helps a little bit.
Yeah, and that segues perfectly into the next question that we had here on TikTok from Jinjin, who says, my fiance is going to come to the US on a tourist visa and then transfer the visa type.
Yeah.
Should she even mention me? We literally right on point.
Yeah. Coming to the United States on a tourist visa and then doing an adjustment of status. Should she mention the fiance in the United States who is, maybe a US citizen or a lawful permanent resident? Again, this kind of goes to immigrant intent. If your fiance is coming to the United States on a tourist visa and she's directly asked who is she going to be visiting, if you say, oh, I'm visiting my fiance, my boyfriend in the United States, or whatever you say, girlfriend in the United States, then they may not allow her to come in based on immigrant intent. Now, we've had plenty of clients who have come into the United States. It's like, yeah, I'm coming to go see my boyfriend in the United States or my girlfriend in the United States or, whatever. But there are, of course, if you just do a Google search, multitudes of people who have um, admitted they're coming to see their significant other in the United States who happens to be a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, and they're not allowed to come in on that particular entry. So, should she even mention me? You can't lie, right? She absolutely shouldn't make a misrepresentation as to why she's coming into the United States. That would be bad. So hopefully that helps with that question. It is a little bit tricky, little touchy, gray area. You just have to kind of roll with it. And the bottom line is you have to tell the truth when you're coming into the United States. All right. How are we doing over there?
Yeah,
I don't have any other questions.
We're doing fine. I apologize. I mentioned at the beginning, but maybe people didn't hear it. When somebody on TikTok basically just puts their question in like 100 times, it pushes everyone else's question off, and then it makes it impossible to get back to the original question. So I apologize for those of you who were next in line. You might need to come back on and try again because we have one question now, and we're not going to address it because people that do that, we don't answer those questions. If you put your question in TikTok 100 times, someone's getting in trouble. We skip your question. Sorry, that's our rule here.
Paula says that just you go ahead and grab that question, but the next question. But she says that they were not married at that time, and then they administrative processing, and they eventually denied it. So okay, that wasn't the reason. Then we would be happy to help you.
Okay, can I apply for DACA recipient 23 years old, unmarried, as a green card holder mom? I'm not sure I understand.
Can I apply for my DACA recipient 23 years old, unmarried, as a green card holder? I'm not sure I understand the question either. It's there's no DACA right now.
Yeah, sorry, I don't understand the question either. PZ Western wants to know if there's any insight onto why citizenship applications are getting interviews so fast.
Sometimes the immigration. So John and I always, for years, right, we sit here and we tell you guys, hey, USCIS processes cases first in, first out. But sometimes when they believe that they are going to, when they feel like strategically it's going to help their backlog, they will sometimes actually flip that around and do last in, first out. Now, that really kind of angers a lot of people when they do that, but it does happen from time to time. And we are in that season right now for some of the cases. So you may see your naturalization case or even your green card marriage case. You just filed it and you are getting an interview for N400 and you're getting, your case approved quickly in a matter of months. So that is the reason. Sometimes strategically they flip it around. Hopefully you've been studying. All right. Emery here says, I have a petition on file for my husband. Can he apply for his tourist visa since my husband doesn't really want to have a green card? Thank you. All right, Emery, that's pretty funny.
Interesting.
So, unlike, I don't know, the other hundreds of thousands of people who want a green card, Emery's husband does not want a green card, but she has a petition pending for him. Can he get a tourist visa right now? That's going to be tough because you've got the I-130 petition pending for your husband. When he goes to his interview, of course, he's going to have to list that he is the beneficiary of an immigrant visa petition. And as I just mentioned, with regard to the F1, same thing applies to the B2. The B2 is not a dual intent visa category. So your husband can't have the immigrant intent of coming to the U.S. and also the non-immigrant intent of coming to the U.S. as a tourist. So, can he apply for his tourist visa? Yes, he can. When he fills out his application, he definitely needs to list that he has a petition pending for him. Is he going to be granted the tourist visa is a whole different question, right? Because of what I just talked about. Dual intent, non-immigrant intent versus immigrant intent. And I know that he doesn't really want a green card, but the fact of the matter is he still has an I-130 petition pending on his behalf. Do you want to withdraw that so you can apply for a tourist visa? I don't think I would go that far to do that because, I don't know how long your I-130 petition has been pending. You know that it takes a long time. And he may change his mind down the road. I mean, I think he probably is just tired of waiting, right? And maybe he has a great job where he is and he's fine with kind of going back and forth, but he doesn't have a tourist visa in order to do that. Bottom line, yes, he can apply, but will he get approved? I'm not sure, leaning more towards no. So good luck, Emery, with, hopefully your husband eventually wants to get a green card and be in the United States.
And Maria Nieves here. Good job. She just got the #1 gifter badge.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you for being the
thanks.
#1 gifter,
Yeah.
Maria. What's your question? Did we answer a question at least?
I don't think Maria's had a question. Maria, do you have a question? Please let us know.
Yeah, we're going to answer the #1 gifter bag.
Yeah.
Badge, sorry. Question.
All right. So I was working through I don't like to use the word because it is spam, but
Emery, you're very welcome.
Spammed.
It's okay. It's
yeah,
all right.
I don't like to
life is a rich tapestry.
Rich tapestry, but other people, I just want everyone to know that other folks on TikTok just called it what it is. We were getting spammed. Okay. But let's get to
I love spam
question.
But in a pan with rice. This is the entertainment part of our show, guys.
Yeah, that's right. The labor case that we mentioned at the beginning in Germany, it's kind of like spam, very similar situation. Okay, here's a question though. I'm entered with an F1 visa, but I did not enroll in school.
Uh-oh.
But then married a U.S. citizen.
Oh dear.
Am I eligible for adjustment of status?
So let's talk about that. Let me just say that it depends on your intent, right? If you applied for a student visa, and this is let's just talk in hypothetical.
The #1 gifter just sent another rose.
Well, I mean, is she gonna ask a question so we can answer it, so we can show our love for the gifts? Okay, sorry, I digress.
Yeah. Back to the student who didn't enroll in school.
Back to the student. All right. So it really comes down to your intent. Did you come to the United States on a student visa and you fully intended to enroll in the student in school, and then maybe you realized you didn't have the funds to do it, or maybe something else intervened, like maybe you got sick, or it really just depends on your intent. Why did you not go to school? Did you not go to school because you went immediately to go get married? That could be a problem, because it's going to go to whether you lied in order to get that visa. When the officer was asking you, what you're planning on doing. Oh, I'm planning on going to, the University of Virginia to study. And you get on a plane from your country, and instead of going to the University of Virginia, you go to the West Coast, right? You go to California, and you get married 30 days later. Is that what happened? If that's what happened, I'm not saying you're not going to get your green card, but there are going to be additional things that you will have to do in your case, potentially file a waiver for misrepresenting when you filed for that fiance visa. So number one, it goes to your intent, whether this is even going to be a problem at all. And number two, if you did make a misrepresentation, then it can be fixed by filing a waiver, and it's an extreme hardship waiver based on extreme hardship to your U.S. citizen, your spouse, and are the elements there in order to get that waiver approved. So, number one thing is you should call our office and let us help you with this case, because we can and we do.
Maybe it was your lifelong dream to attend Stanford University, and you got in and you came over here on the student visa, and you were so excited. And then you had some flights get canceled in Chicago, and you had long layover, and you were sitting at the bar and you met somebody, and you just ended up hitting it off and realized this is my soulmate. And the two of you fell in love right on the spot. And then you just never got out to Stanford because she lived in Chicago.
Right. Yep.
That's possible.
My husband is such a romantic. Oh, John and I are married, by the way. For those of you just joining, such a romantic meeting your soulmate at the bar in the airport.
Right.
But no, you're absolutely.
We did not meet at a bar, by the way. But
the barristers.
But going back to the intent, I mean, when you entered, it was your intent to go over to Stanford and start studying. That was your dream. And then some other thing intervened and then changed the course for you.
Yeah.
That's, that happens in life.
Is the officer going to buy the story? Maybe you have evidence to show. Like, here I am sitting at the bar. We took a selfie together, whatever. Yeah. So yes, but absolutely. You should be a little bit concerned that you never attended school. Now you're married to a U.S. citizen. Let's say it's a bump in the road on your immigration journey. It's definitely not a what's what I'm trying to say. It's not something that's going to completely derail your case, right, where you're never going to get your green card.
You just have a wrinkle now that's probably going to have to be addressed, which is probably why you should hire counsel.
Right. It's not a knockout round of the U.S. Women's World Cup. It's just a qualifying round. Yeah. Sports analogy.
Your case is a slightly more complicated wrinkle than some other cases. Okay.
Or not, because we don't know why you didn't go to school.
That's right.
Could be completely unrelated to your marriage.
Yep. Could be. Okay. Should we keep doing more hypotheticals on that?
Should we do more sports analogies?
Maybe they canceled the program that you were going to enroll in, the major that you were going to do. They got rid of it.
Maybe you found out that something was going on back home, and your mom said, "Hey, I know you're in the United States to go to school, but can you please try to get a job because we need help, or they're going to take our house away if you don't send us money." So you immediately went to go to work. Okay. There's so many things.
Yeah. I think that okay.
I think we have, yeah. All right.
Do you have any questions over there? Or are we still over here on TikTok?
No more questions here. Emery's was the last one.
Okay. The question here was, let's see if we can figure this out. Can I file for VAWA while the I-130 by my abused spouse is on? ?
Yeah. So okay. Let me just think for a second. See, guys, it's 10 minutes to 1 p.m. and this is where we start getting tired.
Well, Radlyn's.
I mean, honestly, our setup is not comfortable right now at the office. I know this desk has like there's no knee hole here. It's not a comfortable setup. We got to go back to our.
Yeah, we need to go back to our studio.
We got to go back to the studio. All right. Why'd you laugh? It is a studio.
No, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, for those of you who joined late, we're in our office today, our physical office, which we don't typically is not normally where we are for
our live stream. Yeah,
we were here for some matters and just decided to do it while we were here, and it's not the best setup.
This is not our studio, as John said. All right. Yeah. So, if you have an I-130 petition and you think that, hey, my spouse is gonna withdraw this I-130 petition because things aren't going well, my spouse is abusive, and I think that my spouse is going to withdraw this I-130 petition. The question is, can you have the VAWA petition and the I-130 petition going at the same time, or file the VAWA? The answer, I've never had this situation because typically when there's an I-130 petition, then the spouse usually withdraws that, and then that's when we file the VAWA petition. So, can you have the I-360 and I-130 petition pending at the same time? What's going to happen is most likely is that your spouse is going to eventually withdraw that, and I would want to know more about what's going on in the relationship. Is it kind of like a situation where I think this is falling apart, or is it I'm done, I've left the home, spouse is abusive, I'm done. In that case, filing the I-360 and even writing a letter to USCIS showing that an I-360 was filed may be the play here in this case. But again, as John mentioned at the very beginning of this, is not legal advice. We would have to really dig into your case and make sure that is the right way moving forward. But let me just say that if anyone out there is in an abusive marriage, in an abusive relationship, a lot of people stay in those marriages and relationships because of immigration. And I'm here to tell you that you just don't have to do that. Okay. There are remedies and there are ways around. So don't think that you have to still hang on to this I-130 petition or the marriage or the relationship if you are in an abusive relationship. So good luck. Hopefully we hear from you, and we would love to help and help you guide you through this.
Yeah, and as Radlyn said, just as a reminder that we do field the questions here, but it's not legal advice. What we do here is for informational and educational purposes only. Okay, so scrolling through, I was able to find Maria does have a question, our number one gifter, but it's
number one gifter badge.
I'm not sure. It's not an easy question to deal with. We might need more information. She says, what are the chances of a green card holder with kidney failure to fix their spouse's papers?
I mean, the chances are as good as any. I mean, I guess the person with the spouse, the citizen spouse, or the lawful permanent is it permanent resident spouse with kidney failure. I mean,
there's just some details.
Yeah, I would need to know, is the beneficiary the person trying to get the
green card holder, I think, has kidney failure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it depends on how dire the situation is,
Maybe there's a concern that it won't be processed and finished in time.
Right.
Is there a chance to speed it up because of that?
There's a chance. Yeah. You can expedite an I-130 petition. And the chances are, I'm not going to say like any other, because there are wrinkles if the petitioner passes away. But there are also provisions for that. So don't think that because your spouse has kidney failure that they can't file anything for you. They absolutely should and proceed, because there are provisions for when a petitioning spouse passes away. And I hopefully that's not the case here. I don't want to be jumping to conclusions that just because someone has kidney failure, they're going to pass away. I'm not a doctor. But I do, my aunt had kidney issues her whole life. And, she lived through many years, even with severe kidney issues. But I don't know what the extent is of the kidney failure. So, but in that case,
please, sorry about that. Whoever that is asking.
Mm-hmm. But please don't think, like I said, don't think that you can't do it just because your spouse has kidney failure. I would absolutely make
or because you have, or the person,
Right. Or the person, the beneficiary, has kidney failure.
petitioner or beneficiary. Okay.
All right. No questions here.
All right. It's been 4 months since my petition for my mom was documentarily qualified. Should I do something?
Guys, we answer this question every week. We haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry that your mom is waiting, has been waiting for 4 months. The reason John and I kind of hung our heads is because we speak about the interview backlog, that there's a massive NVC interview backlog. So even though NVC has DQ'd the case, said that everything is there, documentary qualified, there's a major backlog on interview scheduling. So there's really nothing you can do other than just wait for an interview slot to open. And I know that's super frustrating because, like, it's been 4 months. What can I do? There's nothing you can do. If you would like to, you are eligible. Well, not eligible, but I mean, yes, you are eligible. But a thing that you can do if you're fed up, and this is for everybody who's DQ'd and waiting for an interview, is you can file a lawsuit to compel the government to do that interview. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to us, because we do sue the government on behalf of our clients who are in these very similar situations. And I know it kind of sounds scary to file a lawsuit against the
we
State
talk
Department
about this every
and-
week, and we understand that. Like, nobody wants to sue the government, especially when they're asking that same government for some benefit.
right.
But oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, sometimes it's the only way to get a case unstuck. And we can't make guarantees here, but I will just say it, when we have done it in the past, it's been very, very effective.
Yep. So,
all right.
If anyone else is interested in that, we are 100% ready, willing, able to file a lawsuit against the government.
It would not be our first rodeo in that area. Okay. So here's a question.
Last question, 12:59 p.m.
Yeah, and it looks like Wilson may have taken over the #1 gifter badge.
Oh.
I'm not sure. It was a duel.
Thank you, Wilson.
But
appreciate that.
Question here was, can I travel domestically with a pending I-360 and AOS, or will ICE let me pass? I have a valid passport.
I don't like domestic traveling questions, but I will say that when a person has a pending adjustment of status, they are in a period of stay that's authorized by the Department of Homeland Security. So I feel less worried about someone like that. I mean, somebody asked me this question yesterday via email, and my exact answer is, once that adjustment of status is filed, you are in a period of stay authorized by the Department of Homeland Security. So, and if you do have a valid identification, again, travel at your own risk. I'm just letting you know how the government views your status when you have an I-360 petition pending and an adjustment of status pending. Is that what?
No, I'm sorry. I was having a flashback when you were saying that. I was just thinking about one of the I used to do criminal defense work, and I was thinking of one of the first federal criminal jury trials that I had, and it involved an immigration issue. And I just remember saying, isn't it true that my client was in a period of stay authorized by
the Department of Homeland Security?
Yes, it just brought back a memory. I'm sorry. That's why I was smiling. And they had to admit that, yes, that was true.
Yep.
Okay. It is 1:00. So
it is 1 p.m.
Time.
This has been an amazing Q&A back.
Yeah.
We've been gone for 3.
Fantastic questions. Really awesome.
Yes.
Good stuff. Guys.
Now, we are going to be back next week, but it is going to be at a different time. Sorry to move things around, but we'll give you plenty of heads up. We're not going to miss another Friday. We will be here, but it's going to be at a different time. So I hope you guys have gotten a lot of benefit from this. Everyone who's listening now and anyone who rewatches this, hopefully helps.
Yeah, we want to add value and hopefully we have.
Two
All right.
thumbs up, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. It's TGIF Friday
Thumbs up.
and
Have a
another
great-
successful live stream.
Have a great weekend,
You
everyone.
guys take care. Thanks for the
Take
love,
care.
guys.
Thanks for the love.